Welcome to GamerzStation's Browser Games of the Week for the week of June 12th, and I'm your host, SnakeYukin Lindsey. Now this week was full of several good browser games, so much that we couldn't put all of them on our list for this week. So if you notice a game isn't on our list, but it should be, simply leave a comment because it may not make the list because we just had too many this week. Cat in the Rock may not be a familiar name to some of us, but all you need to know is it's a big cat and it's on a rampage. Shoot lasers from your eyes by clicking on your enemies, such as helicopters, UFOs, and several other things that don't like you. Gain experience by killing enemies to gain new abilities and to prove existing ones. Sure, there's eternal space, but what are you going to do with it? Well, the game doesn't have to do with home decorations, or even about being in space. The game is a Breakout-esque game, but without the usual things to break. You can break bubbles, diamonds, and much more in this somewhat of a new take on it. It's a mouse supporter game that actually involves a mouse, and that mouse wants cheese. It's like other mouse avoider games out there. The point is to not touch anything other than what you need to touch. In this case, it's cheese and fruit, and that includes you can't touch the walls either. It's not that hard, but it is interesting and will likely hold your attention for a while. If you played the original Blurs, you probably know what to expect in this game. The looks may have changed some, but the point remains the same. That is, pop all of the shapes that you're told to pop. As the game progresses, it becomes harder and harder to pop only a certain shape, while avoiding the others. A puzzle game that reminds me of another game that escapes my mind right now. Is it Bubble Pop? The point in the game is to fill up a meter to move on to the next stage. You do so by gaining points, and to gain more points, you pop a group of similar colored squares. The more you have together, the more points you get, and the more points you get means the more the bar goes up more. If you were live during the NES era, and you actually got to play some of those games, the odds are that you probably have played Duck Hunt at least one point or another. Now it's in a Flash version, and not much has changed. There's a couple of differences, such as the dog runs off screen in the beginning, and you can shoot the ducks multiple times. And there's also blood! Also, supposedly in future releases, you can actually shoot the dog, which is something we've all wanted for quite a long time. Continuing the series of Larry games that have been coming out, this is a game that's similar to one that was released last week, called No More Gaiden. Now, if you played that game, then you'll know how to play this one, as it's really the same game. But this time, it has a story in different backdrops. With that said, it's still fun to play, so you should check it out. While the war may not seem that massive, it does involve 3 different sides, and those different sides are 3 different planets. So it's kind of bigger than any war we've seen before. It's an RTS game that is simple as they come. Select the troops you want to use, be it land, air, or sea, and they move straight to the enemy base and engage any enemies along the way. Not all that strategical, but not everything needs to be strategy based to be fun. Just drag and let the gory fun begin. That's all you have to do, and your victim for this game is a bear that seems oddly familiar to me. The point is to destroy/kill your bear as much as you can to get as much points as you can to unlock the next level. There's not much to explain, just watch the video. A game that can be best described as Shadow of the Colossus, but as a Flash game. Except you're not trying to save your loved one in this version. The point is very simple. Climb up 3 giant golems and kill them by getting to the weak spots on the top of their head. It's a short game with only 3 chapters, but the game is fun while it lasts. A casual game that anyone can play and relax to. All you have to do is pop bubbles of the needed color with your spaceship's lasers. It's not hard at all, and it's kinda relaxing. Unless you really get pissed off at not getting a certain score under a time limit. While there are many exits in the path of life, there is only one exit for this path, which is straight ahead. You take on a runner who has to run through a gauntlet of obstacles to get his freedom. There is also a multiplayer portion of it which involves running with several friends and trying to beat them. A new part in the Shift Hedge World Series. I haven't been keeping up with the story of this game, so I can't really give you much of a wrap-up on what's happening. All I know is you have a choice of 3 assassins to play as, and it seems everybody wants to get them. If you played the previous ones, you know how to play this one. It's just a new story, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Why can't everybody just get along? Can't they just use their cards for good and get along with each other? Yes, this game is a card battle game with the point of either destroying your enemy's castle or to make your castle reach a certain height. The game is a little hard to start off as there is no tutorial, but you'll quickly learn. It's another day, so it must mean there's another uprising of the dead who want to destroy your village. Well, there's only one option. Draw your bow and kill anyone that heads in your general direction. With each skeleton you kill, you get more gold and experience to help level up your character and get new items to help defend the town for 13 days. And with that, this week's Browser Games of the Week list comes to an end. As a reminder, we'll be putting up these videos each and every Sunday. So if you like these videos and want to be up to date on new browser games, simply subscribe to us. It just takes one click. It's kind of simple. And also, as a note, if you subscribe to us, you'll know when we'll start our contest real soon, in which you can receive 2 indie games for free if you're the selected individual.
Every once in a while there is a shooting star. People say they're good luck, but even if they are, there's not a star in motion that could help me. Now I'm in serious trouble and I don't know how. A pack of deadly creatures followed me back here. I am desperately hiding as they're drawing near. I wish I knew what to do or where I lost my way, so I'm carefully thinking back to yesterday. I was just a normal child.